Now many times as a .NET developer you would like to check if the data is of a proper data type or not. For example, you can see the above sample code wherein I am taking some data from the console read line, and I would like to check if the data entered is of integer type or must be some kind of a numeric type. So how do I go about doing the same using .NET? Now many developers would say use regular expression, but I think regex would be too much for such a simple numeric validation check. Regex is good. It is for something more complicated like email address check or some kind of a complicated pattern of data. For simple data types, where we want to just check if it is numeric or if it is a proper date validation, must be we should have something more simpler. Now for the same, what we have is we have something called as a try parse function in every data type. For example, if I take integers here, right, int, and if I do a dot here, you can see that there is a very simple function called as try parse. Now this try parse function, what it does is it actually takes up whatever data it is, and it tries to parse that data into the appropriate data type. For example, if I use the int.try parse here, what it will do is it will actually take the string value and it will try to parse it to integer. If it is not able to do, then this try parse function will return false. In the same way, if you look at other data type, for example, let's say boolean, even the boolean data type has a try parse function. So again, if you give here any data, the bool.try parse will try to convert that thing into true and false. If it is not able to do it, then it will just return here false. In the same way, if you look at date and time, it also has a try parse function. So the try parse function, which is present in every data type, will help you to check if the data entered is of the proper data type or not. Now let's try to do this simple example for numerics. So let's start writing some code here. Now what we want to do here is, as we said previously, that whatever data is entered into this console.read line here, we want to check if it is integer, or I'll say if it's a numeric or not. So I'll say a bool is numeric, and because we want to check this is an integer or not, we're going to use the try parse function of the int. So I will say int.try parse, and we'll take this data what is passed inside the string. Now you can see that there is one more parameter here called as the output parameter. Now what happens is, if this try parse function is successful to parse this data, if it is numeric, it is successful to parse the data, then the data will be placed, or the final result will be placed of the output in this integer variable. So let's go and define int output variable. So if the parse is successful, then the data will be placed in this output variable here. So let's say here output, right? So that's a red sign here. Why? Because the second variable is output variable. So let's say that yes, it's output variable. Now if this parse is successful, in other words, if the str string has a integer numeric, then then this is numeric will be true, or else it will be false. So let's go and run this. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to put a debug point here, and let's see how it works. So let me just run this console application here. So there's my console application running. So first let's try to put some non-numeric data, and let's press enter, and so we can see that the data currently we have entered is XYZ, and let's try to execute the try parse function. Now you can see that because the data what we have entered is it's not numeric, so you can see that is numeric is false, and the output variable has the value 0. So in other words, nothing was numeric, so nothing was parsed, and so no data was pushed into this output variable here. So let me just close this application, and this time let's try to enter some integer values. So I'm going to again rerun this application, and let me say 12, and let me say enter. Now the data what is entered currently is numeric and it's integer. So let's run this, and you will see that now the is numeric is true, and in the output I can see the value which was parsed, and that is 12. So in this way, by using the try parse function, you can go and check if the data type is proper or not, or if the data what is entered is proper or not. In the same way, you can use other data types as well. So because every data type has a try parse function. For example, if you want to check if the data is if the data entered is a double, you can again use double.try parse. In the same way, if you want to check for date and time, again you can use a try parse here. If you want to check it is boolean, again it has a try parse here. So at least for simple data checks, you can always go and try the datatype.tryparse function and solve things easier. So I hope that you have enjoyed this session, and in this session we try to understand that how we can use the tryparse function to check if the data type is proper or not. Now whatever video you have seen, right, is just a glimpse of what we have done. So in case you are interested in our video package, you can go to our site, that is www.questpond.com. You can call on this number and you can ask the complete DVD package what we have. So in this DVD package what we have done is basically we have covered almost everything what a .NET developer wants. So right from basics of ASP.NET, object-oriented programming, SQL Server, to new technologies like WCF, Silverlight, Link, Azure, Entity Framework. We also have UML, architecture, estimation, project management. There is a complete invoicing project end-to-end which is covered, so that you can get a better feel of how to actually create projects in a systematic manner. We have covered server products, both for SharePoint 2007 as well as for 2010. We have a lot of best practices video on SQL Server, etc. So this complete package, you can get from www.questpond.com if you're interested, and you can call on this number and you can ask for the rates. It's a very decent rate what we have. In the same way, as compared to the videos, we also have one more product with us, that is our interview question books. So we have different kinds of interview question books, right from .NET interview questions to SQL Server interview questions, SharePoint interview questions, BizTalk interview questions, etc. So in case you are interested in the books part, you can call on these numbers as per your location. So you can see these numbers on the board at this moment. So I hope that you keep enjoying the videos, you keep seeing our site, and I hope that you gain more knowledge. Thank you very much.